Secrets hidden in ancient ruins that still terrify us today, friends. Have you ever thought that ancient ruins are not just piles of bricks and stones? They are not merely broken buildings, but books of time whose pages are filled with centuries-old stories. These ruins cry out and tell us everything that happened to those nations who once ruled the world, but then vanished in the storm of time. These ruins speak to us in a language not of words, but of symbols, images, and the silent screams etched into walls. Standing among them, a person does not feel alone. It seems as if eyes from thousands of years ago are still staring at him. The language of ruins screams in silence. Ancient ruins are not just structures, but living memories. When we look at a scratched drawing on an old wall or study the inscription on a pillar, we realize these are not just stones, but reflections of human fears, dreams, and reality. Archaeologists say that when we study these ruins, we discover stories that were never written in books. Some are stories of celebration and joy, but most revolve around blood, sacrifice, and mysterious powers. Is it possible that the secrets hidden in these ruins are still warning us today? Europe's mysterious castles, friends. Across Europe, there are castles and monasteries that became deserted with time, yet their walls still scream. Many castle walls bear strange and unusual symbols. Some are very clear, for example, images of animal sacrifices or prisoners chained in captivity. In an old German castle, inscriptions were found on the walls pointing to some secret ritual. Experts say these writings preserved moments of sacrifice when humans shed human blood out of fear of their own gods. There are also castles where painted faces on the walls still terrify those who see them. Some faces smile, but their eyes hold a horror, as if they had witnessed a dreadful end. These are not mere stories, but living evidence of how fear and religion combine to terrify and enslave entire civilizations. The underground chambers of America. Now let us move to those parts of America where secret chambers were discovered beneath the earth. These are not just small rooms, but vast halls whose walls are covered with images that chill the soul. Scholars studied these images and made astonishing discoveries, that many of them depict scenes connected with today's catastrophes. Some point to famine, some to disease, and some to disasters that may have been reflections of the future. It seems as if those people already knew their end would be terrifying. They carved their screams into the walls to send a message to future generations. But the question is, have we understood that message? Or are we walking the same path? The story. The silent statue. At one site in America, a statue was discovered that astonished researchers. It was no ordinary statue. Its face looked as if a person had been frozen in stone at the peak of terror. Its eyes were wide open, mouth stretched in a scream, the entire body a frozen figure of agony. When someone looks at this statue, he is not just seeing stone, but feels as though a living soul is imprisoned within it. Even today, people who visit report a strange anxiety standing near it, as if the statue is still screaming, though the sound does not reach our ears. Threats hidden in inscriptions. Ancient inscriptions are not always just history. Sometimes they are prophecies of the future. Some old texts clearly mention famine, disease, and destruction. Shockingly, many of these prophecies seem to be coming true today. For example, on one castle wall, it was written, "When the earth begins to devour man out of its hunger, no nation will survive." Was this just a dramatic line? Or could those people truly see the future? This question remains unanswered even today. But reading such inscriptions, it certainly feels like they were warning us. In many ruins, sacrificial altars have been found where stones are stained red. Experts discovered traces of blood there, proving these were not just heaps of stone, but places where humans shed human blood to appease their gods. Even standing there today sends shivers down one's spine. It feels as though the earth absorbed everything and still echoes back its horror. When we look into these ruins, it feels like their walls are still screaming. These are screams hidden in silence, reminding us that mighty buildings, grand palaces, and massive castles all eventually crumble before time. But human psychology, fear, memories, and secrets never vanish completely. They live on in walls, stones, and inscriptions. These teach us one lesson. If man does not conquer his fear, no civilization can endure for long. A lesson for today, friends. Even today, new buildings, new cities, and new civilizations are rising around us. But if we do not learn from these ruins, perhaps our story too will be trapped in time like theirs. Mighty empires have vanished. Great nations disappeared from the earth. Have we ever thought, what was the true reason for their downfall? They had wealth, knowledge, and power, but fear made them weak. Sometimes it was fear of God, sometimes of nature, and sometimes of their own desires. Therefore, the real lesson is this: we must conquer our fear. Because any nation that fails to overcome its fear survives only as a story in the pages of history. Friends, these were the secrets hidden in ancient ruins that still terrify us today. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to Chronicles of Time so you can be the first to watch every new video. Our next video will be on the hidden psychology of lost civilizations. In that, we will explore how ancient nations used to think, what their dreams were, how their fears influenced their decisions, and how their psychology played a role in their downfall. So stay with us, because this journey is not over yet. The real stories are still to come.